Now I just fill in the details. This dream was actually kind of quite a favorite. 20. This means I use exclamations. If it was above 6, I'd use 1. If it's above 25, I use 2. Above 100, I use 3. That's the system that's been in use for quite a while. I don't know how long, but it's certainly been years, even before the direct compatibility system rather than the 0 to 10 scale. That method is confusing, which is why I switched. Story. I can sometimes take quite a while with processing these headlines. The story was kind of a little on the dull side. Really wasn't much to it. And I think I found another class 0 bug. Dull side. 1. That means neutral. And I should put a question mark in here to indicate some uncertainty, because I don't have every single detail recalled. Put 2 question marks because I want a 3 to 6x range. By that I mean this could potentially be as low as 6 to as high as 60. But it's actually 3 to 6. Yeah, so it could be 3 to as much as 120 in that case, at the most extreme. Scenery. Well, the scenery was kind of fair, but not really all that decent. There was quite a bit of fun. Although, if this was beyond a certain point, 4 is actually the starting point, but 4 is only used if I definitely cannot determine the category. 5 if the category is not obvious. If it's 6 and above, then it goes into the fun category, regardless of what it would otherwise be. Even if there are some question marks. Scary. Well, due to the fact that this game involves bullets and shooting, but in this case bugs, big bugs, it's not quite as bad, but it's still up there. I recall the scenery actually quite well, so I have more certainty on that. So that's a 1.5 to 3x span, if I recall. Weird. Really don't find much weird in this. And as to the story, I recall the major details quite well, so now those have the biggest effect. So in this case, I would have to say it's more around 15. It's around 15 or 18, I'm not sure exactly. The scenery is nowhere near as well recalled. More like 8. But, for these, 8, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3 for the exclamations. In this case, 1. This one is greater than 8, so it doesn't get any exclamations. This is just essentially an average. I'd probably say a 12 there. And you might also, if you would actually look closely enough, you might actually see a relationship between these values here and the number of question marks. What the? Something here doesn't quite seem right. Oh, no wonder why I got them reversed. Okay, but you might also be wondering about the genre. Collecting millions of bullets for battling bugs, for battling big bugs in an RPG-like game. That is the title. Once I get done with this, I usually add in the title. But you might be wondering, what about the general rating? Well, first I want to save this. I need Excel. Yes, it's crowded, as usual, and I don't have Excel, so it's going to get more crowded. Why Excel? calculation, math. But all I really gotta do is just input numbers. Okay, nature rating. I'll go back to my document, I'll find the window. Okay, 20. Put the 20 in there. Okay. And now for story and scenery, I usually do 2 or sometimes 3 at once. 1.2, 4. 1.2, 4. Don't quite recall this, so 1.8. 1.8. Okay, the result is positive because this is greater than 1. So in this case, I know I'd need to put a 2.8 or 3. I usually use fixed values. And the actual value is actually weighted. So I'm using weighted results. See weights here. Fun has the strongest effect, so it's got more toward the weight. Scary is the exact reverse. It's got a big negative effect. Scenery actually has quite a small effect. Story and nature are kind of close together, although compatibility does have a strong influence. Fairly strong. So, I need to go put the 3 in. General, 3. And for the number of question marks, I essentially just do an average. 1, 2, and all 2s. Okay, so I need to put 2 in there. That dream is done. Let's go update the main original document. First, save it, of course. Dreams. Scroll all the way down. That was in the video games dream category, so I add one here, and I immediately add one to that as well, no matter what category it is. And then for here, 2, no 8. I always sort these in order, based first on category. Then of course through when there's at least 3 in the group. Because here there's 7, here there's 4, here's 5, here's 3, here's actually 2 for category 3. Yes, a nightmare for category 4. And of course I just keep repeating the process for all the dreams. Really ain't much to it. And this I don't have to bother with saving either. It's just a template to do some quick calculations. Math! Just gotta love it. Throwing numbers around. Of course, obviously save it. Oh well, searching. Okay, of course I don't have it. Though sometimes I might actually open another WordPad. Just for this sole reason. Okay, next one is travel. And there's so many of these, you can sink a boat. I'm kind of thinking of splitting these along with the video game dreams ones. Dream 5 139 and H1 double BR. Paste that in. Input the date. Whoa, 16. That's a huge difference. You'll see it in the headline. Well, instead of the daily entries, I just now realized that I also needed to do some conclusions to the dream journal as well. You might also be wondering, category 6 other. So, just yesterday I ended up, actually just basically tonight I ended up getting a dream. So I'm adding that in. You can tell it's July 12, you know. See what I mean? But